Hello, and welcome to COX Local Edition on CNN Headline News. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm Catherine Falk with COX Communications. We have a special guest, Kyle Zimmer, who is the president and founder of First Book. Thanks for being here.
Delighted. Thank you.
Tell us about First Book, when it was founded, and how long it's been around, and what it's doing today.
First Book was founded in 1992 by myself and two friends of mine. The organization has a very, very simple mission. We provide brand new books, and we put those new books straight into the hands of children in need in now thousands and thousands of communities.
And you give how many books out a year?
We've hit about 10 million books annually now. We just celebrated this summer our 60 millionth book.
That's remarkable. How do you distribute these books, and where do they come from?
Well, the books come from major publishers in the United States, and it's a combination of books that they give us and books that we purchase from them. It's a powerful network that allows us to provide those books and get them through our local networks and into the hands of local programs that are reaching children in need. Some of them are library-based, faith community, school-based, a huge variety.
And you work through chapters, and there's a Fairfax County chapter of First Book.
There is. There's a program right here in Northern Virginia. It's a board that actually addresses Fairfax County, Loudoun County, and Alexandria and the whole region.
So why is it so important to give books to kids?
Study after study shows that there's a direct connection between access to books and whether a child is likely to become a reader. In fact, it's the single element that recurs over and over again as researchers look at those critical factors as to what turns a child into a reader.
And if a child becomes a reader, then they're more successful in life?
Absolutely. Literacy is the basis for employment. It's the basis for academic success. It's the basis for community involvement. You can see a lifelong trajectory of success.
And books are very special things in a personal sense, but also in a public policy sense.
Books are fundamental to the culture in the U.S. and really at the global level. And you can see it, from the moment you give a child a book and what happens to them as individuals and what happens to their community when we have their talents applied to everything that all of us want to see happen in our hometowns.
And so you hope to get these books in the hands of all low-income children with needs so that they can become readers and more successful and grow through our democracy, correct?
Absolutely correct. We're right this minute at First Book. We reach about 20,000 organizations across the U.S. We've expanded, I'm happy to report, into Canada. We have an office in Bogota, Colombia. We're reaching children all over. But what keeps us going is knowing that there are millions and millions of children who are still waiting for our help, and we need to get to them.
And so what do you hope to accomplish with First Book?
What we want to do is give children a chance. I had a great kid I met recently in a book distribution in southern Ohio, not very far from where I grew up, and he came flying in and he said, I need books in Spanish because I know it's out there and this is my big chance. So we want to give kids their big chance.
That's fabulous. How can people learn more about First Book and how they can help you?
People can do all sorts of things. First of all, right here in the Northern Virginia region, get online with us and volunteer if you can. But if you can even give $1, go to www.firstbook.org and help us out.
Thank you so much, Kyle Zimmer, for being here, and thank you for joining us on COX Local Edition of CNN Headline News.